Hello, everyone. Pause the music. Hello. Welcome to another Stardew Valley tier list. I mentioned on my Bachelor and Bachelorettes that I would record a video where I would do all the characters in Stardew Valley. What's funny is because there are so many more, it now changes. Like the characters that like I did for Bachelor and Bachelorettes are really gonna change now. Because before it was just like, yeah, I really like it. These are the ones I would go after in romance. These are the ones that I would kind of go after. The ones I haven't really had a whole lot going on with them. And that's kind of where I've been standing at. But this one is actually just based personality and who they are, like with their characters. Basically, if I'm going to look at Harvey, for example, him as a character, is he the love of my life? Or would I wish him to just shut the fuck up? I don't know. It could be one or the other. Or it could be that they're just, they're mediocre. The thing is, this tier list kind of goes through all of them. And I did, again, the tier maker website, who created this, actually did a full Stardew Valley tier list. So it has all the characters so far. I don't know if it includes everything from like the newest 1.6 update, but it does, from what I can tell from the list, is all characters that we know. We love them or we hate them. It's a mix. So, let me make sure that we are capturing the right screen and that we can do this. And there we go. Our Stardew Valley tier list. Now, let me kind of just squeeze these on in so you guys can actually see the tier list. Down below, I'll have all the characters, and basically I'll just do like this so you can see the little who I'm talking about. So, as that gave away, we have Harvey here. Now, if you guys watch the Bachelor and Bachelorette's tier list, we all know Harvey is one of my favorite ones to romance. He is one of my favorites. And it's just something about doctors. I will tell you that right now, that doctors, like, if you put me in Love and Deep Space, I will go after Zane. So that is like, puts it there. I'm trying to think of another. It's at the top of my head right now, but it's one of the Story of Seasons. There's a dark-haired doctor. I'll go for him. So, yeah. So it gives away Harvey. He will be the love of my life right here on this top tier. And speaking of tiers, we might as well figure out what each of these are. So we have the love of my life. These are like, I adore them with my entire being, and they just are amazing. We have super cool people I would be friends with. These are the ones that I would be like, yes, we're best friends, and we would spend like hours talking, maybe gossiping a little bit, maybe just a little chat. We have sweethearts, which are the ones that are very good to be around. And like, I could sit with them for a few hours and just like talk through my day, and they could talk to me about theirs, and it would be just very calming. We have that I could chat with them a lot. Now, these are the ones that I would say they're not friends. They're not like, ooh, yeah, I could be with them. These are ones that like you're passing through Pelican Town, and you're like, hey, what's up? How's your day going? Yes, hello. How are you? How's your day going? Oh, it's doing well. How's yours? Oh, I have this update. Oh, I have this update. Well, have a good day. Goodbye. Like, that's the kind of like I would chat with them. Like, I will go out of my way to ask them and check on them. They're cool, I guess. This is kind of the like middle ground. That basically they're a cool character. I do like them. They've got maybe got some little flaws here and there. They may have some good things going on here and there, but they're not like favorite. Basically, anything from the yellow tier up is like you got favorite characters. Below, it's the other way around. No strong opinion one way or another. These are characters that really, I'll talk to them. You know, I'll do the whole like getting the hearts up, or at least like going out of my way to chat with them. But I honestly do not have like a, yeah, that's what we're doing. Like, I'm gonna go out of my way to become friends with them. Or it's mostly like I'll pass them by, say hey, and then go away. So that's what I would do for that one. The next one is something about them doesn't sit right with me. These are the ones that are uncomfy. I'm just uncomfy to be around. I would rather just maybe not be near them. I think I'll be fine without them. And then imagine life if they shut up. These are the ones like if you're going to put them in real life and you're just like, oh my god, you are driving me crazy. These are the ones that would do that. So, this is, like I said, personality and then some of my own opinion. Started that for Harvey's sake, there's a lot of bias towards him because he is one of my favorites. But I also agree that like he is a doctor, the only doctor in Pelican Town. He's the only one you got. But he still goes out of his way to take care of him. Like you see in his cutscenes with you have the cutscenes of him taking on different of each of the characters. You see him like wanting to be a pilot, but then not wanting to. This is really like where he shines a lot. So I would definitely say that he would be where, that's why I put him as like the love of my life. Oh, the next character is actually the Hat Mouse. You see the little Hat Mouse? And Hat Mouse here is one that I would honestly put as the sweetheart. They honestly would, well, I'm tied between being like the love of my life and then sweetheart. Because I do love the Hat Mouse. I think it's adorable that this is what runs the hat shop. Excuse me. This is what runs the hat shop. This mouse. And it gives you little hats to do that. But also, I haven't done a full perfection run where I try to get like, and especially try to get all the hats. So I don't visit Hat Mouse a lot. It's like I'm in the forest and I'm like, there he is. I gotta go say hi. Like, but I don't really go visit a lot. Get a little drink. And then our next candidate is Alex. Now, Alex, if we remember that on my Bachelor Bachelorettes, Alex was ranked pretty like this kind of tier because he was one that I did like to romance. I did like his story, but romancing him was a pain because of the salmon dinners and trying to get gifts that he liked. But Alex as a character is honestly on the they're cool, I guess. Because personally, I would not go out of my way to go talk to him. Harvey, I would, because he's kind of that little nerdy guy that I would actually just be like, hey, what's up? Alex here, I don't know if I really would go out of my way to chat with him. It would almost be like kind of this area where it's like you're just passing and you say hello. Honestly, that's where I would put Alex. And it's not necessarily just him bad character-wise or anything. It's mostly because I don't really go a lot out of my way when it comes to jock characters. And it's the reason why when I first played Stardew Valley, I went for him first because I wanted to do something that was completely out of the norm for me. Because this is not the character I would normally go for. And then it was a pain to get to romance him. But when it finally did, I was like, oh, okay. Our next is Willie. Now, Willie is also going to be the love of my life. And this is solely because I think he would be a lot of fun to be around when you're like going out fishing. Perhaps you're like on the beach and you're fishing and he kind of comes up and he's like, hey, just seeing how you're doing. Like, I feel like he'd tell you like cool stories about like adventures he'd go on, or like you're going to like you're just like, oh, you're walking around the beach or something, and he'd kind of like wave out at you. I feel like he'd just be kind of like a cool person to just chat around with. And Willie was one of my favorite like townspeople. Whenever like you get the little note in the inbox that's like Willie's back if you want to like a fishing rod, I usually go to him pretty immediately just because I'm like, yeah, I want to go say hi. I want to go say hello. The next character is the bodyguard. And honestly, I don't have an opinion. I don't think he's necessarily a bad person. He's like a bodyguard for the big top club. He's doing his job. Like, he's getting paid to be like, you can't come in unless you got a ticket. Unless you glitch in. Like, you ain't coming in. Like, he's doing that. Like, so I don't really have an opinion on him. Next, we have Maru. Maru, honestly, would be on the super cool people I want to be friends with. And it's because, like, me being a geologist and then Maru just being her sciencey self, I would get along with really well. Me and her would, like, bounce ideas off of each other. We'd probably, like, when she's making her robot, I'd be like, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? Or, like, you're creating different things. I feel like Maru and I would really, oh, excuse me, get along in that way. And the next one is Caroline with her green hair. Woohoo! Caroline is probably, I would put her as a sweetheart next to Hat Mouse. Because this is one that I would be able to, Caroline, I think I would be able to have just a conversation with and not necessarily feel like, oh, I want to spend like long hours chatting about random things. But if there was an area where we were like in the same area for a couple hours, I would probably gravitate to her and then just kind of chat with her for a little bit. Because it would be very calming and she'd be very nice about it. So I think she would be really like a really cool person to be around. Next is Linus. Linus, again, he is the love of my life. Funny enough, so for Linus, I will go to him specifically just to be friends with him. Because he's just a lot of fun to be around. And I like that he's just kind of like living out in the tent, being his like wild self. He might go through some garbage like here and there, but like he's just kind of like whatever. I'm out my own world, like don't bother me. And then like when he talks about like, oh, the teens are like messing up my tent, I'm like, you want me to go beat them up? I will. I'll do it. I remember the first time he said that, I literally was like, who is it? Who do I need to go talk to? I was like immediately just like, I'll do it. I'll do it if you want me to. So yeah, he was on the love of my life. Then next we have Jody. Now Jody, for her, I don't really have a strong opinion on her. I usually go to Caroline the most, so when Jody's like in the area, I don't really like talk to her that much. I do some of her quests. If I'm talking like with Sam or something, she'll be in the area, so I'll just, say hello. But I just don't really have an opinion on her. So, the next one, Clint. Clint is the imagine life if they shut up. Because Clint, honestly, if he like talked to me about gyms and stuff, my geologist would be like, cool, like we can chat. But how he is with Emily drives me crazy. I'm like, dude, please just shut up. Just shut up. It's fine, just shut up. So he's one of the ones that I'm just like, whatever. Like, please, just no. Next, we have the wizard. The wizard would also be the super cool people I want to be friends with. Because being on the witchy side, being a pagan practice, I feel like me and him, if I lived in Pelican Town, just putting it out there, live in Pelican Town, I would go to the wizard and be like, hey, I'm making these spells, what do you think? Or like, oh, you're talking with the Junimos, like, how do I do that? Like, I would almost be like a mentee to him. I feel like I do that just so I can learn all the magic. So he would be like best friend energy. Then we have the dwarf. The dwarf, I will say, I don't go to him a lot, but when I do chat with him a lot. So he's one that's like, I'm passing through and I'm going to talk with him for a little while. I'm going to buy some goods. I'm going to talk with him up and down all over the place. Yes, I will chat with you a whole lot. This is great. Like, da da da. So I feel like for him, that's why I wouldn't say a sweetheart. Like, I don't go out of my way to spend, if I was like in Pelican Town, I would not go out of my way to spend like hours like here. But if like we're on the way, then yeah, I'll chat with him for a little while. Next we have Emily. Emily is probably another one that I would be really good friends with. And specifically it's with her crystals and then how she kind of like works at the bar. I could see like coming into the saloon and just being like, "Hey Gus, what's up?" And then like come over to Emily and just be like, "What's the gossip?" Like talking to her about it. And if you remember on my Stardew Valley Bachelor, Bachelorette video, well, Emily was actually ranked pretty low because I did not really have the romantic feeling to her. But as a character, and if I was like living in Pelican Town, this is where she would be like the good friend of ours. Next, we have Evelyn. She's the love of my life because she is such a precious little granny, and she's the granny, and she makes little cookies, and I like that she takes care of, like, she goes to the flowers. She'll just like walk over there and she'll just kind of like stay with them and whatnot. So I do enjoy going with her. Now her hubby, George, this is one that they're cool, I guess. He's cool, I guess. And this is mostly because before, if you would have asked me, I would have put him like down here on the something about them doesn't sit right with me. And it's kind of his story. He fluctuates between these three. The cool, I guess, no strong opinion, and then something doesn't sit right with me. And it's because of if the story's played in what way. Like a female character, they're cool, I guess, but when it's like male character with Alex, he's a little like, makes kind of like offhanded remarks with it. But then like, there was one playthrough I did on my Switch, and I was just kind of like giving people gifts and just seeing who would actually become my friend. And George was one of the ones that actually got a lot of hearts with. And so I saw a lot of his struggle, like being in the wheelchair, and then like Penny coming over to try and help him, and then him really wanting to do it on his own, and that sort of stuff. Like, that's why he fluctuates between these three tiers. Next, we have the governor, which we only see him one time, which is like in like the Luau Fest. Or yeah, man, that I just totally blanked on that. But in the summertime, when you're like, oh, put the food in, so he tries it and gets happy and whatnot, you just don't see him. And really, that's I don't have an opinion on him because he's just there. Like, he comes in, tries the soup, and then he's like, all right, I'm out. Like, you don't see him. It's not like when you like complete the community center. He doesn't like come in and it's like, congratulations, you completed the community center. He doesn't really do that. So yeah, not really much of an opinion. Then we have Grandpa. Is kind of they're cool, I guess. He's just kind of like, I like that he has like the spirit that comes in and checks on you to see how your farm is progressing, whether you're doing great or not. But that's really where you see him a lot. You don't, and then of course like him like giving you the letter, and then when you're in Joja and you're like, all right, it's time to go. That's all you see him. But the reason like I would put him as a cool, I guess, instead of no strong opinion is because he does still come and check back on the farm. It's not like they mention him at the beginning and it's like, see ya. So he does like come back to do the progress. So I'll take it, I'll take him for doing that. And, that's where it wouldn't be too bad with, with him being on their cool, I guess. So then we have, yes, one of my favorites. Also, I feel like I'd be good friends with him. And it's because I would say I would be good friends with him because he is just, I think he'd be fun to kind of talk about his food or talk about any like the recipe of the day and like why he makes it or how he runs the whole like area and then but him going out of his way to be nice to Linus. I just feel like he would be someone I would be friends with. I honestly, and then I could go to his bar and then be like, what you hear? Like, what you overhear? Our next character is Gunther. Gunther, I think I would put him as a sweetheart. And this is because he is one that I feel like if I go to the museum, I would talk to him for hours about whatever subject I brought in. But like if I'm going out of my way and then I'm not really like going out of my way to be best friends with him. I would like go to the museum on occasion outside of donating and then be like, hey, what do you think about this? Or you got any new finds? Which is why I think they'd be a sweetheart, someone I could talk to for a little bit, but not like best friends. Next we have Haley. Haley honestly would be on, it's a hard one because she would be mostly down here. Where would I put her? Honestly, on these, something doesn't sit right. If on the romanceable side, I think it's fun to just be like, see how she changes. Which is why I don't put her on like dead last and why she really goes between these three tiers. But if I'm taking in specifically the character, the type of like kind of mean girl energy that she has towards like the farmer, which is who I would be, honestly would be for me. I would not like go out of my way to talk to her. I don't know if I even would say hi. I would just kind of like see her in passing and kind of like wave, but that's about it. I don't think I would really talk with her a lot. And that's why it would be like something doesn't sit right with me. And that maybe is just because like the kind of mean girl kind of energy is something I have come across on. And it's just, it either makes your eyes roll or it makes you just kind of go, oh, great. So, but I don't put her down here with Clint because I don't hate her. I don't really, she's not someone I would go talk to, but she's not also one that I'm like, yes, I hate them. Next, we have Sebastian. Sebastian's going to be on the I could chat with him a lot. Because I could chat with him a lot about any of his developing, how he stands out by the water or like when he's outside when it's raining. I would kind of go out of my way to like come and chat with him for a little bit before I went on to wherever I was going. But I don't really see myself as like, oh, I could chat with him for hours. I feel like at some point we would talk and then all of a sudden it'd get kind of uncomfy. So, or kind of awkward. I don't know how I would do that. So that's why he's on the like I could chat with him a lot, but it's not like someone I'd be all the way around with. Now we have, I don't know if it's Key or Chi. He's one that I really don't have an opinion on. When I've unlocked the casino, it's like, oh, it's cool that I unlocked that area. or like opening the walnut room. But I have not like gotten to like 100 floors on Skull Cavern because Skull Cavern kind of terrifies me. So I've been like on my other play that I don't show on here. It's like slowly progressing to see how well I can do. So that's why I don't really have much of an opinion on him. The next one is the henchman from the Witch's Den. He's one that is like, something doesn't sit right with me. This is an odd combination. But something doesn't sit right with me because I feel like he's just so weird. And then you have to give him like the void mayonnaise to make him go away. It's like, here, have this black mayonnaise. Go away. And so that's why it's just something I would be very odd about. The next is Pierre. And this is one, he would be down here if life would just shut him up. And that's only because that Pierre would be fine as like a business person, but he is so like how he takes your crops and tries to sell them on his own. And then just how he acts. It's like, dude, come on. I want to hit you on the head with a mallet. So literally he's down there like, just shut up. Just give me my crops and shut up. So I would rather just not. Just not. Let me screw my lid back on my drink. I got like a Coke off to the side to drink. Next we have Gil. Gil is one I would also put on. They're cool, I guess. I like that he does like checks out the monster hunting slayer, like the monster hunting request where you fill them out. He seems like he'd be a cool person. Like I feel like he'd have some pretty cool adventure stories. But again, I don't really go out of my way to chat with him, so they're cool. He's just cool. Next we have Abigail. One that I think I would be friends with. I think I'd be really good friends with Abigail because I feel like it'd be like Abigail and Emily, both us three would just be like chatting about just other things. And she'd be like, yeah, let's go to the graveyard. And she'd be like, yeah, I could do this. And I'm like, yeah, we could go do this. And we could all just kind of like bounce around and chat about different things. So definitely the fave. Excuse me. It's of course after work, so I'm also like just a slight bit sleepy. Next, we have my favorite, Krobus. He's obviously love of my life. I just love him. I like going out. When I unlock the sewers, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna go talk to you. I'm gonna go say hi to you. I'm gonna be like, hello. Hi, Krobus. I might not buy anything, but I'm just gonna go say hi. So he is love of my life for sure. For sure. Next we have Jazz. Jazz, I say she's cool, I guess. I mean, she's a kid. I would probably put her and Vincent together. They're just there. Funny enough, I realized on this list, Leo isn't on here. And I would honestly put these two here and then put Leo right on I could chat with him a lot. Because I feel like Leo would be cool on Ginger Island to chat with, and then just learning his story is kind of interesting. But Jazz and Vincent, I don't go out of my way to chat with them. It's cool that like we have the kids kind of running around that gives more to like Penny's character as she's like the teacher to them. But I don't really have a strong opinion. Then next, I should say, speaking of, we have Penny. Penny is just a sweetheart. Again, I feel like I could talk with her for some hours and just feel comfortable doing so. But would we be best friends? I don't really think so. I think it would just be kind of someone that I could just chat with for a good while. And if we're going to go ahead and do Penny, we might as well throw Pam in the mix. Pam is one that I just don't think something doesn't sit right with me. And it might be because of how she acts. Like when you do Penny's like storyline, how Pam acts with her. Um, and that like, okay, she drinks a lot and then she can go drive the bus to the desert. So her I would be kind of probably avoidant with if I lived in Pelican Town. I would just be like, nah, I think I'm good. The next one is Elliot. Elliot, um, I feel like we might be like good friends. He probably could be a love of my life, like we date or whatnot. But I also think that him and I could just be friends and talk about like our writing adventures. So I don't think that's like a bad, um, it's not a bad thing that it would just be like me and him just like chatting about our writing and then not actually like being together. So that's why I think he would just be a super cool person that I would be friends with. Then we have Mayor Lewis, Mr. Gold Statue himself, and he is on Life Would They Shut Up. He's one of those that like I know it's just kind of like, okay, he's the mayor of this little town, but I'm thinking, okay, you spent money on this big gold statue that you hid away. And then if we're going to go put the gold statue in there, you're going to go get embarrassed that we showed where your money's going. Or you're going to go a little embarrassed because you're going to have me go find your boxers in Marnie's place. I'm just saying. Like, come on, dude. Get your act together. Get your act together. That's how they smack him across the face. And I might as well, while we're here with Marnie. Now, Marnie, bless her little heart, she is rarely at her store. But I honestly think I could chat with her a lot. And I think it would be specifically taking care of animals and asking like tips and tricks on how to do so. And then finding out like when she's there, like what's the best way. So I feel like with her, I could chat with her a lot. Then next, let's see, next on our list, I gotta look down because we're getting to the bare minimum. Let's do Shane while we're here. Let's do Shane. If I'm meeting Shane on my own, I would say, this one's a tricky one because on his own, him being very standoffish and brutish would be down here. But then you learn more of his story, and then it's like, oh, he's actually trying to do his stuff, so he gets bumped up. But honestly, would I, putting me in Pelican Town, would I go out of my way to still try to be nice to him? Honestly, I probably would, just because I would just be that person to be like, all right, you're gonna be standoffish, I'm gonna say hello. But would his like offhanded remarks or whatnot make me want to still say hello? I don't know. So I'm gonna put him on the something doesn't sit right with me, which again, it's funny because, you know, Haley and Shane were ranked high on my Bachelor, Bachelorette tier list, and it's because doing their story arc is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun seeing their characters not be who, if I lived in Pelican Town and first met these characters, would be fun. This one I think would be interesting. We have Demetrius. Now, Demetrius here is honestly something doesn't sit right with me. Now, I'm going to explain this because my dad is my stepdad. And so for me, it would be like how Sebastian is Demetrius's stepdad to Sebastian. The thing is, Demetrius really goes like, oh, look at Marnie, look at what she's doing, look at how she's doing this, this, and this. And then he mentions like nothing of Sebastian. And I'm like, dude, or if he does, it's like not in a good way. Like, come on, dude. You've got 2 kids. You know. And that's what kind of gives me the like you. So he's down there. Next, we have Sandy. Sandy is one that I think I would chat a lot with because I feel like I would come to the desert and give her the gossip about Pelican Town. Like who's dating who or what's going on or what did I figure something out. I would go to her store just to be like, hey, guess what? Guess what, girl? But because I don't go to the desert often because I don't like Skull Cavern, it would not be someone that like I go out of my way to go see. So that's why she's on the chat with. I would chat with her a lot. Now let's see who is next on our list. This one I think would be fun is Morris. Now, this is going to be a little counterproductive to Mr. Pierre down here, but Morris is on the something doesn't sit right with me. And it's probably because he's like Mr. like, I am the like, let's get the small business out of here and be like, be all Jojo core. But also, Morris doesn't do a lot. Like, he's the Mr. Representative and like, here's some like coupons and like, here's all the coupons and whatnot. But he doesn't like take my produce and try to resell it as his own. He doesn't do a lot. He doesn't do all those things. He's just there. So can I be mad at that? Not really. Let's see. Our next. This is funny. It's down here, but it's the bear that you give the maple syrup to. I don't really have a strong opinion on him. It's cool. It's a cool quest, and it gives me foraging that I really love. I love doing the bushes with the just getting all the berries. I don't really have a strong opinion on him. So he's going there. We have Sam. Sam is probably someone I would also just chat a lot with. I feel like him and I could chat a lot about music, help him like get ideas with his music and whatnot, and help with the band. But would I go out of my way to be like friends with him? I don't know if I would. So, maybe not. We're to our last 4. So, if you guys want to see, let's scoot them down. Our last 4. Our last 4. So I'll scoot this back up so you guys can still see the list. Next, out of our lovely 4, we're going to do Leah. Leah, our girl. She is one that, of course, I did not romance her a lot, so she was down at the bottom. But I would put her as the sweetheart next to Penny. Because her artsy side, I would talk to about, and we could bounce some ideas off of each other. I feel like her being kind of out away from Pelican Town, I would go to her house a lot like I would with Marnie. But I think also I would talk with her for a lot longer than I would with Marnie. So I would put Leah on the sweetheart tier. Oh, almost hello burp. Then we have Marion at the Adventurers Guild. And this is someone that I think I would chat with them a lot. And the thing is, with Gil, I wouldn't go to as often, but I feel like with Marion, or Marlon, why did I say Marion? Marlon, him I would actually go to, because if he's picking up like the stuff that I would get from dropping stuff in Skull Cavern, me. But I feel like with him, I wouldn't just go to be like, here, let me buy some new gear. I would be like, oh, what adventure do you have? Or like, what type of story do you have? So I'd be very curious about like what type of stories, what adventures he's gone on. Then we have Kent, who comes back from the war. Honestly, because he comes back within the next year. Spoiler alert, but I just don't talk to him that often. So I don't really have an opinion on him. It's very much like, sure, what's up? It's fine. Whatever. Like, I say hi to him and then I move on. Like, I don't really have an opinion on him. And then last but not least, Robin would be a chat with them a lot. Again, I think I would go to her store, and if there was upgrades or something, I would chat with her and just talk to her about what needs to be done. But also if she was doing upgrades on my farm, and like let's say it was in the summer and the sun's out, I would like go in and make like some lemonade and be like, here, let's take a break and have some lemonade. Or let's just chat out here. Or like, oh, let's go talk about this. Like, I feel like her and I, we could chat a lot. So for me, this is my tier list. As we can tell, the Bachelor Bachelorettes definitely had a lot more changes to them. But this is very much like, oh, the characters are, I don't know if I would put this character up as high if I was living in Pelican Town and I saw them on a regular day basis. That I didn't go out of my way to be like, here's a gift, love me. Like, and that's why, like, that's how I viewed each of these was like, okay, the love of my life would be someone that, yes, I would try to romance. Cool people, yes, I would be friends with them. We could chat for hours. The ones that are near the bottom half, like the green below, probably not ones that I would chat with. I would just be like, all right, I'm out. Like, so that's kind of the end of the overall tier list. And like I said, if Leo was here, he would be on I would chat with them a lot. As this is very much, this was last modified in 2021 here, so, but for this tier list, it does give me most of the characters. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little chat about the characters and also how I had music towards the beginning. Is this something that perhaps, let me move over here. There we go. Is this something that you would perhaps want towards the end? Towards like the beginning and the end? Would you want some music like as I'm chatting like I am now if we're not doing like any type of video game? Let me know. Because we're just kind of playing around and seeing what works, what doesn't. And yeah. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!